Hello! Hey, I actually made it on time today. Surprising, I know. I know. Let's open up the chat window just to see what everyone has to say today. Oh. Regal's posting. Oh no. Alright. Ah, my neck. So. Ah, shoot, I need to adjust my webcam. There we go. Had to fix that. Alright. Continue journey and pray the save isn't broken. I've had that a few times playing this casually. And get ready to narrate for an hour because that's what I do. The summit view. Beautiful view at these old rainy windows. A warm fire. And a moment to reflect. Converse and strategize. We will do better. But holy fuck. Upgraded revenge? Slaps? Okay. That's terrifying. I have 7 points. I need to do this. Maybe. Roof spaghetti, weird are both really important. Oh, vulnerability hex is gonna be really potent. I don't know. Where are we going? That's what matters most. Fight no more than one resistance encounter for a single. Ooh. Yeah, I'm not going there. I am not going there. I am going to go somewhere else, I believe. I might replace Withstand with Revenge. That just might be the move. I've never used Withstand. I only sometimes use Revenge. That doesn't help at all, actually. That's just one more damage. And that's not why you use that skill. You use that skill to clear corpses. Battlefield Medicine, probably. I see no reason not to. Blinding Gas is pretty worth for the days, I'd say. Yeah, we'll go for Blinding Gas. That's a double daze. And normally when I have to Noxious, it's something big. Spread out the love, though. Crush just gets a fairly significant up in damage. I don't really use Bellow. I probably should, but I just never have a need to. But I will go for Crush. I've hit that a few times. Reflection might just be worth for the... Yeah, Reflection's pretty worth. Alright, let's upgrade him, I guess. Yeah, on kill, he gets empowered. Seems pretty spicy. Alright. They've reflected, they've trained. I can do dartboards with everyone. Do I want to do that here? I have to go for the boss in this area, right? Oh no! I have to go for the boss! Can this team handle... have Bello? If I take off Defender for Bello... and I... Leopard does not have a backline hit. I can't take on the forest boss. I have to go here. Yeah, I can't take on the forest boss. And Typhoid is starting to hurt. Well, since I'm going into the fiery hellhole, let's try and fix some of these relationships. I don't know much about booze. I probably should, at one day, actually dedicate myself to learning a bit about it. I should probably work on... Plague Doctor Leper... or Plague Doctor in the... No, I want to use this to fix Alhazred and Berenston's relationship. Okay, they're better now. Bottle of booze between Berengson and Paracelsus would probably go a long way. I love the little pirate on that, by the way. Not a lot in here that would increase relationship other than the boxing gloves, which I may as well get. Because I don't think I'm going to actually get my hands on a proper... Strike my turban if you dare. Damn it. Cheese, 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 cheese. Alright, these guys are all doing pretty good. Alright, I think we're doing pretty alright. Might as well use... wait, hold up. No, I saved that. Alright, select route. Before you, yet it is our time to exit this burning city. Let us embark. After a night of rest, relaxation, some pleasantries between the occultist and the man-at-arms, you will beckon forth back into the rattling coffin of a carriage. Cross the bridge into the second bout. Hopefully an escape from this burning city. However, you're well assured that you will have to fight some darker and more harrowing enemies than past. So I'm probably gonna go here, 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 here. So I should arrive in the shrine in an okay condition. Or arrive at the boss in an okay condition. Everyone wants to go to the shrine anyhow. I love you guys. Rattling and bumbling along. The smoke seeping its way in between the cracks and crevices of your mode of transportation. Rattling your seats, your beds, and the small bits of water and food you have to ration between the four of you. Alright, so, who should we give an item? I think Leper's kit or Warlock's kit. I think I'm gonna do the Warlock. The smoke and the soot remind you of your past. Alhazred. Reminds you of the door in the desert. As you found yourself in the vast expanse of windswept dunes. Ahead, the stone spires of a pyramidal temple called down jagged bolts from a rolling, angry sky. Roiling. Bleh. Undaunted, he crossed the threshold of the towering aperture, settling himself upon the central diasis, and prepared for the coming sacrifice. Binding Shadows. Forward and you get a Empower. That's okay, I guess. This doesn't matter as much. More people want to go to the cache, and I think that'll probably be the best option. I'd rather take 1 stress than 3. Oh, wow, already. You bubble into a cart, thrown across the road haphazardly. Surrounding it are 3 opponents. Stricken, lost, wandering souls. Already subjected themselves to the never-ending rot of the world. Here's Celius, climbing atop the cart, throwing down a grenade filled with toxins and blight, spilling it upon the weaker members of their ranks. Alhazred, barely even out of the door, dropping down tendrils of energy and darkness, ripping them asunder and ensuring they would fall. Baldwin. The smoke from the surrounding flames and cities got in your eyes, and you harmlessly swung into the air next to the large woodsman. Surprising agility for such a large foe. Barrington, you're realizing that Baldwin's in the middle of an exposed position. Position yourself to take any blows that may befall him. And just that in time, too, as a large and humongous beast lumbers forward with a small knife trying to stab. It did get into a major vein, but you did manage a riposte of sorts, dealing a considerable amount of damage. Alhazred throws the spiked ball that you acquired from the last encounter with the cannon, striking the beast upon the shoulder, cutting it open. And he takes a step forward for a stab. Pericelius. The beast is directly below you, and as you dump your alchemical components on it, it doesn't seem to stick. Barristan. Ensuring the lantern is aflame, you step forth with a mighty swing of your mace, but stumble out on some unseen piece of scenery at the floor. Yes, that is exactly what I meant to describe. Baldwin, you have an open shot, and you deal a considerable amount of damage to the thing in the back. Baldwin, thank goodness you were already prepared to block such a blow, as it would have felled you as if you were a tree before an axe. You only took half the damage and managed to retaliate quite heftily. Paracelsus, you take a moment to bandage Barristan's wounds, ensuring that he will in fact live to see another day. Alhazred, you hex the dark beast, weaving incantations and mutterings that ears have not heard for hundreds of years. But despite its weakened state, and the fact that it's on death's door, it can still writhing and flailing, desperately trying to catch anything. At Barrington, you do catch the pointed end of its knife. It's not a deep wound, but it's one that does bleed. Thankfully, however, it easily goes down with one more crush of your mace. Upon the bodies and amongst the wagons, you find some gold, some bandages, and some questionably edible slime mold thing. You load up and you set off once you clear the roadblock. Ahead of you is a location on your map that was marked as a cache of resources and items. While you're doing quite well for yourselves, there's always a chance to do better. And miraculously, these items had not been burned yet by the spreading flames of the surrounding city. You need not bandages here, nor lie. Before you is the howl of monsters and creatures. Likely the flame has gotten them spurred up of sorts. And yet, you come across a makeshift barricade. Bandits! And they're coming at you quick. Alhazred, as usual, you lead the charge. Your abyssal artillery ripping asunder the bandits upon the battles. The rickety formations and barricade that they had set up. Barrington, you reach up, grab the leg of one, pull it down, brushing his head under your mace. Paracelsus, you realize that the threat in the back will be well handled by your compatriots, so you ensure that you dump your alchemical expertise on the front, burning the hood off of the man. Barrington takes a slow blow. Dark slice. The man on the barricade fires a mortar of sorts. It stuns you, Baldwin. You're reeling, unable to act this turn. Alhazred, your dark magics practically rip the barricade in twain, and the man upon it as well. Baristan, you realize that Baldwin's poor condition and stunned state means that you should probably focus on taking the heat of the fight. Stepping forward, striking a pose, and getting in the way of things, as you usually do. Paracelsus, the first man's quite weakened by your acid, and the second man is not far behind. The Blight and Ruin. Ooh, Barristan. A low blow kept forward. It did sneak past your guard, however. You are quite capable of reflecting the damage. Your blow puts him down on the floor. The acid will do the rest. Baldwin, you're mildly blinded and somewhat stunned, but you still have enough time to attack. And boy, do you make it so. He underestimated you. Stepped forward too close and you lop his head clean off. +1 mastery. On the bodies you find some relics and trinkets of some power. I think I did good there. My left eye. Oh no. Okay. 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 I hate. Nope, it's doing it again. Oh no. My eye is twitching. I don't like that. Alright, forward onto the den. Past the barricade and through the rickety buildings. It's a miracle some of them are still standing amidst the flames, fumes, and fiery combat. Dark effigies adorn the streets, made out of the corpses of those less fortunate than you. And before you, a wandering pack of beasts and creatures seem to have been driven from their home by the spreading flames. Oh my god, you all want to run away. I don't want to lose this torchlight. Despite your greater fears and instincts, Berenson leads a charge straight into the beast's center, intent on breaking their formation. All has red. You use your dark tendrils to try and take out some of the spiders that are in the back. However, one of them seems to dodge out of the way. A dog runs forward, jumps off one of those nearby crates and almost onto your neck, Barriston. However, you brought your shield up just in time. While has red, a web catches you out of nowhere from the back line. You're currently bound to a nearby post. This carrion eater went in to bite you, Baldwin. However, Paracelius stepped just in the way, in the nick of time, taking the blow for you. And you have a clear shot at the vile creature. You go in for a stab, and Alhazred throws his knife in order to make sure to deal just a little extra bit of damage. It's still standing, but it is quite weakened. Alhazred, you're in your web state, you are spit on by one of the nearby spiders. At first you were merely insulted, but then you realize it's actually a poison, an acid. Bereston, you realize this fight may not go well if you don't get the way of some of these attacks. You step forward proudly, bravely, presenting yourself as a more open target than your compatriots. Paracelius, you throw a high grenade. It shatters in the sky, fragments of glass and acid raining down upon your foes. One of them hides behind a nearby tree, but the other catches the full brunt of your acidic anger. Bernstein, you take 2 attacks, however you're able to riposte at both of them. Baldwin, you receive a bite to the leg. It doesn't quite get through your armor, but it does sting a little. Some of the poison has seeped through. Excuse me. You take a moment to make sure that you have a clear shot, waiting for a better opportunity. Barrington, the large carrion eater goes in to bite at you with its large jaws. Paracelius, you spring forward into action, hoping to once and for all put down that back line. Barriston, you dodge and weave back and forth in front of your formation, ensuring that the enemy's attention is put on you. Alhazred, you freed yourself from the spider's web, and you're feeling quite angry and empowered. Unfortunately, your dark energies miss the creature, for its maneuvers are far too much for you to keep track of. It's running along walls and floors and behind debris. The other spider bites at you, Berenstain. However, you do in fact crush it beneath foot. Baldwin, you go in for a kill and rip the Carrion Eater in twain. Arcelius, you realize your team's in quite a dire need of assistance. And you begin tending to their wounds, starting with Alhazred's. Barrington, you're not feeling all that hot, however. That rabid Gnasher in front of you. It's dodging back and forth between the acid and the Gnasher's movements. You're having a hard time landing a solid hit. Alhazred, you realize that Barrington won't last much longer. And you attempt to bring forth dark powers to heal him, but your powers are not for healing, they're for harming. And as such, they only stitch up small wounds and bruises. Arcelius, you step in to assist, your conventional methods doing far better. Baldwin. That was pretty badass, actually. Lightning calls, thunder answers. I like that line. As it stands, however, despite ripping off a segment of your cloak to give to Barrington as a bandage, surprisingly effective, by the way, the dog is still quite difficult to pin down. However, between you, despite you missing, Barrington was able to get in a solid hit, and Alhazred is not far behind. Oh, Jesus Christ. This game makes me feel bad for hitting a dog. Oh. Alright. Baldwin. Just as you strike the beast down, yet more arrive. Carrion Eaters, drawn by the stench of death in combat. Arcelius, your alchemical payload explodes in the face of one, and it splatters around as if the creature tries to desperately shake off the acids. Barrington, the second wave might be devastating, so you take up a forward position, prepared and ready to do what you need to. Alhazred, your dark tendrils primarily focused on one, however, just by sheer coincidence, some hit the other. You've almost guaranteed that that back line will perish. Barrington, despite even being ready for that attack, it sets you off balance and off put. Barrington, you step forth with the flat of your blade, breaking the creature's defense, knocking it off balance as it stumbles around on its eight pairs of legs. Arcelius. While your first work was good, you're just going to ensure that the deed is done in the back line. Jesus. Alhazred, the beings before you are, you know from your studies, as carrion devourers, an evolved form of carrion eaters. These will eat corpses and gain significant benefits. And you realize that putting them down faster rather than slower is going to be very important. Baldwin, you are off balance and blinded. However, you still go on the offensive, and the carrion devourer dances around your wild swings. Barrington, you're in a good defensive position, and you make sure to try and crush the creature before it does any more harm. As you get in the crush it tries to retaliate, but then you go in for another swing. Paracelsus. Oh, goodness. Instead of your usual Hail Marys, you step forward, slinging and flying a piece of alchemical equipment. Jesus, game. I would like to talk before you continue. I think I need to do this. I cannot do that. Al-Hazred, you step forth with a knife in hand and intent in your heart, and you bring the beast down to death's door. It's bleeding from many wounds and many fights. And Paracelsus, you yourself help coax the other into a acidic grave. Barrington, in your poor condition, you realize that you really can't be the front line of this fight any longer. And resolve yourself to simply taking out that weakened creature. Baldwin. Actually, I'm gonna do... No, this is better. Baldwin, you step forward with a mighty chop. What do you mean it's funny? It's not funny. I'm practicing. Just found the yeah. Whatever you fucking say, asshat. Yeah. All right. Where was I? Ah, yes. As you put down the beast, the fight is over. And amongst the ruin, wreckage, and pile, you find... Oh. Oh, that is actually really good. Alright, that's kind of PogChamp, not gonna lie. How are you, random chat person I have never met before? Did you just open my chat to leave? Is that what you did? Puddling along through the burned and dying city, kicking across papers and parchments, you come across a burning pyre upon the front of the road. A roadblock set up by these fanatics to catch any who dare flee their fury and wrath. Al-Hazred, you step forth out of the carriage with somatic gestures and verbal components. You call for dark energies, ripping apart their back lines. Everyone else starts piling out just in time. However, the large brute of a melted puddle of flesh and metal starts pummeling on poor Barrington. It's holding him by the chest and hitting him over and over again. Don't say, oh my god, haha, you noticed me. Despite this, Baldwin's not in a good position to attack, and takes a moment to wait for an opening. Barrington prepares his defenses. Despite the beating, he's ensuring that all focus is on him. Or not. You know what? I'm gonna do this one. I'm talking like that because I'm practicing for my D&D games. -2. Aw, I love you. Paracelsus, however, pulls Barrington to the side. Resident sleeper. What the fuck does resident sleeper mean? What? Okay. Okay. Paracelsus pulls Barrington out of the line of fire, tending to his wounds and ensuring he won't die today. But Barrington pushes off her attempts before he can be fully healed and steps in the way of an attack. Oh, goodness. All has red. You continue beating the backline, back and forth, back and forth. Speak Spanish, I don't know what you're saying. I love that you come here just to troll me, by the way. Like, you're miserable. Ah, yes, good use of Google Translate. Barrington, despite being knocked around and out of position, you push forward into the second rank, missing your shot because you're a dumbass. You know what? Being in first rank is absolutely fine here. Holy shit, I got like 4 turns with this bro in a row. All because of this. Maldwin, you toss Barrington some cream to apply to his wounds as you step forward for a mighty chop. You cleave a heap of flesh off of the large monstrosity before you. What? Why are you saying that to me? Why are you being like that? All has red. You can go in for a stab on the beast, having an opening. And carving yourself in a deep hole close to its heart. It's not dead yet, but you're getting there. You're getting there. Paracelsus. You apply acid to it, trying to melt through its melting flesh already. It's not the most effective now, but it might pay off later. Wow. Why are you upset at this? Stop stressing each other out. Baldwin comes forward with a grand chop, bringing the dark beast to death's door. And die it does, succumbing to its wounds in the acid amidst the flames. As you hack through the burning barricade, you find a few trinkets and baubles. Nothing much of note. As you bumble along down the darkened roadway, you take a moment to reflect. So, I'm going to ask you, Andrew, because you're chat, you are the sole member of chat, and you have complete stocks in chat. What character should we go and expand on next? Wow. Resident no chatters. Gotcha. Alright. I have The worst team. I guess we will do Le Père. Also, I should probably take off break. Yeah, break. Ah. Oh. I think we will go with the occultist again. Some parts must die. Oh shit, it's an actual fight. Terrible though it was, he would pay the price for power. Wow, he has to kick his own virtue's ass. Ever had to kick your own ass for Eldritch Power? Wait, I just realized his fucking legs clip through his jacket here. That's a mistake. I'm mostly just interested in this. I'm not gonna really narrate these fights. It's already very heavily narrated in the base game. I mean, I'm mostly just doing this for the level up anyways. Ah, compassion. I have to keep denying them because if I don't, I'm gonna get my ass handed to me, I think. That's better. Christ. So, the occultist destroyed his own virtues for power. Malediction. Oh, that's really cool. I might take that over... Oh, honestly, he has a lot of really good stuff in his kit right now. So maybe not. Oh yeah, shit. I need to make sure I'm all set for this fight. Pull is not going to work for the actual fight, so we'll probably do that. That's... yeah. That's fine, that's fine. That's fine, yeah. I'm going to have to rely on those two to get me through that fight. We're going up to fight the librarian here. Amidst the dark and dark. Amidst the dark and dark. Yeah, fucking great wording, me. Amidst the dark alleyways, winding and twisting with a concerning serpent-like suggestion, you find yourself upon an overturned carriage cart and a few lost souls, those cursed by the death of the world. Or not a few lost souls. In fact, I just rolled for a double ghoul encounter. I am not going to make it through this. This is miserable. This is terrible. I hate every bit of this. Did the abyssal artillery come out of its butt? God damn. Oh, there's no fucking time limit. So I just gotta win. God, this is gonna be miserable. Please. Okay, that's okay. This is a revenge fight. Jesus. We're gonna focus the backline one. I'm not ready for this. I'm gonna use a dazzler here. I guess I should probably try and narrate this. No. No, please. Vercelius says you're doing your best to lock down these two monstrosities. One of them picks up the skull of a former victim, throwing at you with a force of 1,000 men. It shatters against your face. You yourself are at death's door. Baldwin, despite the smoke and the confusion, you're able to get in a solid hit on the creature. Vercelius, you have very little to do but to heal yourself. Barrington, you decide that with the low morale you should bolster the ranks and ensure that this victory will seem achievable. Oh, has read. Your abyssal artillery hitting the creature in the flank, dealing some amount of damage, but unfortunately not quite enough. Barrington, you make sure to cover. That was not the button I meant to hit. Fuck. No, Al-Hazred is stunned by another thrown skull of a formerly slain victim. And Baldwin's just doing his best to hold down the front line, chopping after chop. Vercelius, you continue to blight the beast in the back. Bolster. Barrington bolsters, ensuring that we will not fall. Not today. The creature upon a pile of corpses is just throwing bone after skull after bone after skull. Some sickening display of primal intelligence. Baldwin, take a moment, clear your head, clear your thoughts, and focus. Arcelius, you realize that the ghoul in the back, throwing bones and skulls, is actually afraid, for it is not doing too well on health-wise, and you push your advantage, continuing to blight and poison the creature. Barrington. You press the advantage on the front, crushing the one upon the pile of bones. Al-Hazred, your power is growing unchecked. However, you decide to focus on healing yourself instead of engaging in direct combat. Arcelius, you're probably the only one doing a lot of damage in this fight. Holy frick. Baldwin, you make sure to make this swing count. It's mighty and powerful. The beast blocked it, however, with its arm, so you dealt a little less damage than you would have otherwise. Bernston, you ensure that you bolster yourself and your comrades. And you actually didn't bolster yourself, because I'm an idiot and you're going to have a meltdown, and I might actually alt-tab here. But I'm not going to, because I can stay to my decision, because I'm a man. Fuck me. Arcelius. If I can... If the ghoul does not target him, we're fine. Problem is, it probably will. Go for a heal. That is the worst possible outcome. That is the best possible outcome. We're going to bolster. We're going to bolster here. Pray. Despite being pushed to the brink of a breakdown, you hold in Barristan. You hold the line. Baldwin, you're moderately blinded and your opponent is in a defensive stance. You take a moment to wait for your more opportune moment to strike. Oh, Al-Hazred. You decide to weaken the beast, to buy your allies a chance to recollect. Bernston, you're not doing too hot, but you go in for a crush and recuperate an amount of health. Arcelius. You blight the creature, burning away at its flesh. Its flesh. It goes in for a rend upon Baldwin. However, he stands firm and strong, the bleeding barely taking a mark on him. He needs some serious healing here. Okay. I need at least someone to not be about to break down. I should have probably taken the kill there, but it's fine. It's fine It's fine. It's fine. Okay. We need things like this. We don't need that. We need something like this. Unfortunately, we will need to use something like this, I'm sure. I'll keep that on you. Actually, I won't keep that on you. I need to save that. If we can just make it to the boss. Batten, beaten, you all realize that your current condition, you may not make it to the mountain. Yet before you is a great library burning. And you have no choice but to head in. Has read. Yeah, we're gonna use one of these. You make sure to give Baldwin a advantageous position. As your dark tendrils and energy rain down upon your foes. Holy shit. Baldwin, you let forward a mighty slash, taking the creature out before you, breaking both bone and metal beneath blade. Barringston. Oh, no, 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 no. Game, please. Please, game. I'm not taking your shit today. As read, weakening curses. We cannot bolster this round, but I will laud them. I feel a lot better now. Health is doing better. Holy shit. Baldwin goes in for a chop. Unfortunately misses, but by dancing out of the way of the large Baldwin's blade, Alhazred steps in with a mighty stab of his own. Vercelius ensures to blight and burn the creature, that its melted flesh may disintegrate into nothing more than an oozing puddle. He dies, right? Yeah, I don't need to do anything, so I can just focus on stress healing. He has so much speed. As you cleared out your welcoming party, you decide to venture further in. Now met by another band of roaming fanatics burned to the metal armor. Barristan, you take your position at the front of the line, ensuring that nothing will get past you. El has read. You see the back, an immobilist and a sacrificial. Call upon the Dark Eldritch powers to make short work of them, dealing significant damage to each one. Vercelius, you assist those Dark Eldritch powers with your conventional methods of science and alchemy and reason. Baldwin, you start working on the front line. However, the odd walking patterns of the... what's this thing called again? Of the flare throw off your aim. As you swing wildly, it retreats harmlessly into the burning pyre behind it. Barristan, you step forward for a crush, however, cracking one of its legs and bringing it to a kneel. Just as you make that attack, the immobilist from the back casts upon you a spell of fiery type. You step through the flames and whack her right in the face. You've given her whatever facial structure she had left is now broken. As she sits there crying, holding the bleeding wound that you left behind. You return to your position at the front of the formation, proud and mighty. The rest of the enemy team ensuring that they know you are the threat. Al-Hazred, your dark tendrils make short work of the immobilist, and all but destroy the sacrificial. Baldwin, you step forward for a great cleave, taking a sizable chunk of flesh off of the creature's one good arm. It'll be useless for the rest of the fight. Percelius. Why do people come into this chat and act like this? Vercelius, you toss forward your acidic grenade, burning at the flesh of the weakened creature. It will die to that disease. Barristan, you bolster your ranks with a large rallying cry and prepare to take on the brunt of the next attack. The burning skewer deflected off of your shield, but the part of your cloths have caught flame. You'll have to put it out eventually. Al-Hazred, the flare stands before you, although it seems ready to counterattack. Despite this, you step forward valiantly. It dodges. I'm going to continue narrating. It dodges your attack and riposts you in the face. However, you are still in fighting condition. Percelius, you've done your thing, and you have ended this fight before this creature even knows it is dead. Let's farm some relationships, shall we? Who needs help? Yeah. Baldwin takes a moment to gather himself, and the party will make its way forward. You keep this up, I'm going to remove you. You descend into the grand main room of the library, and behind it you see the librarian, mad with fanatical ramblings and setting aflame these great books of knowledge and reason. Well, as read, you do your best to stop the man, but you also catch some of the books in the blast. I'm immune to categorize. No! My god. Baldwin, you have nothing you can do to reach that man. Ensure to take this time to gather your wits about you. Barrington, unfortunately, you're in the same boat. I'm not going to take your shit today, video game. Paracelsus, you're one of the few who can actually reach the madman. And as such, you've taken a position upon one of the bookshelves, throwing down vials and grenades of your acidic sorts. Just as he throws a burning book at the face of Baldwin, Bernstein steps forward with a riposte. The madman stands upon his shelves, throwing book after book, laughing and giggling maniacally. Alhazred tries to pull him down, but to no avail. Paracelsus begins pummeling him further. I have nothing that these two can really do aside from take the heat. Get it? Heat. Everything's on fire. Alhazred, you would fortunately take out the shelf of books he was hiding behind, destroying the knowledge contained within, but the blow was so tremendous it stunned the creature. Paracelsus hits it with another grenade. The acidic flesh forcing him to dance around on this. Yeah. And without his bookshelves to hide behind, Bernstein steps forward, crushing his arm with his mace, and the cowardly creature retreats back up more stairs. Baldwin, unfortunately, still just out of reach. Alhazred, you bring forth with a wrecking and tendril. The librarian is slowly burning his way through the mounds of information and knowledge, throwing books aflame and chanting dark statements, laughing and growling in his maddened state. Baldwin, yet biding your time for the moment that you can strike. You circle around, knowing that that moment will be soon. Alhazred, you realize that he's going to be getting a little too close for comfort for you to keep using your dark energy, so you attempt to end it now in a singular strike. You bring him to death's door, but it is not quite enough to put him over. Paracelsus, you press the advantage, trying to bring this creature to death, and you succeed. Shards of glass fragmenting itself into his throat as he collapses to the ground. Amongst the ashes and flame, you find a king's ransom and loot and items. You have been victorious. Alright. Interesting. Oh. Alright, so we need this for the final boss. That almost is worth it. Not worth it. Not worth it. No. In items, what can I toss? The bread. We don't need bread. Pretty tempted to toss that. Alright, we're good to go. I need to do no more than one resistance encounter, and if I just stay to the left, I think I can do that. Yes, I can. I don't need to worry about curing diseases either. Alright. A rickety cart rivals down the streets in cobblestones. The screams and cries of fanatics seem slightly softer now, as if you dealt a great blow to their ranks. You find some unfortunate survivors of this horrible events, and you decide to trade what little you have for what little they have. You find some items of actual decent value, but you can't take it all with you. You ensure to leave some behind for those good folk. Oh, goodness. You know what? This is probably more important. I have so much shit. You keep going. You heard of more people up ahead who may be in need of assistance. You're on the escape now. Very soon to leave this horrific city of regret and failure. I think we'll go with this one. He's winded. Rattling, clacking, and banging. Some of you are very on edge, as if you could be ambushed at any moment. Yet somehow it seems that, unfortunately prophetic, I am Meh. Al-Hazred. You rip into the ranks of the unfortunately hollowed people, cursed almost as you are. One of them slinks into the shadows, leaving only two to be seen. Baldwin. You take one out handedly. However, you leave yourself vulnerable for counterattack. No! Fuck you too, game. Fuck you. Berselius has been quite healed out of this. I just want to get this fight over with and on with my life. You heal your alchemic chemicals. Alchemic chemicals. I wonder what... Those words are related, aren't they? At the unfortunate creature's face. Baldwin takes a moment to reflect, healing himself for stress. And we get a chomp in. No, don't resist the disease. I want you to replace your disease. Alright. Good enough for me. I have to make some tough choices here. You stumble upon a desperate few. And Al-Hazred decides that instead of robbing them, that leaving them be is the better heroic choice. Jesus. You come across a barricade made by bandits. Seems like they were waiting to catch these people as they moved out. Good thing you came along. The bandits have 2 dogs that seem to be packed with supplies for war. And on the barricade stands a crack shot, and below stands a hatchetman. The artillery hits one of the dogs in the crack shot. The dogs rush forward and start biting at you, Barristan, and one of them runs for you, Al-Hazred, and catches you by the leg, throwing you to the ground. It's quite a critical hit. The tear on your leg is kind of bad. Baldwin, you take a moment to clear your eyes from the front mortar shot. And Barristan, you take a moment to... You put yourself up in front, making sure that no one can get past you. Despite a shank from the bandit making its connection, you also make a connection to the side of the man's head with your mace. I'd say an eye for an eye, or a shank for a mace. As it is, as it is. You decide a further pummeling is in order, as you lay into him once again. Vesalius, you lay hell onto the back ranks. But the dogs are circling, running. This one decides to take a defensive stance in front of its brother. Looks like it'll bite at any who try to come near. Alhaz Red, however, has other plans, killing the mutt before it even has a chance to retaliate. Vesalius. Those were grenade in the front row, making sure to make short work of that hatchet man. And the dog, despite protecting its master, the master falls to its poison that was coursing through his veins. Baldwin steps forward for a great shot, but the nimble beast steps aside and bites his arm. Embarrassing bolsters Paracelsus, ensuring that neither lose sight of what they're doing. You can't disassemble the barricade until this mutt is dealt with, but it's dancing around between your attacks. Doesn't seem to want to sit still until eventually Paracelsus gets a good hit in on it. Blinded by the acid, the dog no longer seems to be able to dodge or attack Baldwin. And you just about take its head off. And despite a small yap from it, it dies. Amongst the soot, smoke, and mud. You head onwards on the road of uneven cobblestones. And you find yourself passing the archways, grim decor, and past buildings long past burned down. You find yourselves amidst a hospital. There have been those that have come here for health and healing, and you are no different. Okay, let's... This is gonna matter a lot on the end fight. These kind of cancel each other out, because if I'm always getting dazed, it doesn't matter what my speed is. So I'm gonna take flawed release here. Alright. I don't think I want to do anything else. I get all my diseases healed, right? Yes. No one else has anything, so I don't need to worry about healing the disease. I should just spend one more probably to get rid of anything that is... Sprained ankle might be... I might get rid of Thanophobia, because that's just going to make me lose harder. That cancels each other out. Alright, and onwards we go. Yet not far from the hospital, encroaching is a wave of fanatics, and they don't seem content to let you pass. Your powerful artillery, Oz has read, only makes contact with her ladyship as the flayer steps out of the way with odd and unpredictable movements. Berenson takes his place at the front of the formation, yelling insults and profanities to get their attention. Comes in to try and trip you up with the whip, however, it just merely makes you lock yourself down in place. Lunge forward was the flayer with a sizable stab. Baldwin comes forward with a great slash, cutting aside the weakest of their number. And Paracelsus hits the back line once more with her well-crafted and actually quite numerous grenades. I'm pretty surprised how many she has. Al-Hazred, you realize that they've moved out of range for your artillery, except for one, in which you unleash quite a flurry of damage. The flayer in front starts spinning in a blaze of fury and fire, igniting his weapon and igniting you. Baldwin steps forward for a slice, however, dodges out of the way awkwardly. Berselius, you are tripped up by the enemy's attacks, stumbling forward and a little bit closer than you normally would be. Berselius, Berenstain in front of you is making sure that no harm befalls you. As you continue lobbing your grenades and other such attacks. Man, I really don't do anything else with her, huh? And they say the marshals are the auto attack class. As Red calls forth Dark Tendrils. It's knocked her off balance, making her more vulnerable to another's attack. And attacked she is, as Berenstain takes the brunt of a fire dosage, but he steps in through the flames and hits her square in the face. He's not doing well, however. Berselius is here to at least heal his wounds, ensuring he does not fall today. Not here. Not now. Baldwin notices a momentary weakness in the formation, taking a large swipe, takes out the whipper, and is cutting off its legs and then its head. However, in doing so, put himself in a position to be stabbed by the flayer. He is now in the front rank, and moderately blinded by this opponent's sudden appearance. He attempts to swing wildly, and the flayer sidesteps his attempts. Al-Hazred, noticing that her ladyship, while being on death's door, hasn't quite expired, makes sure to try and solidify the kill. Berselius also assisting. Bearstan takes his position at the front, making sure no one can be attacked by this flare creature. Alhazred moves forward, needing to get closer to stab with his knife. He bolsters his allies, ensuring that they too know that victory will come. Parcelius finishes the creature off. For a tight combat, but we win. Victorious at last. That's actually really good. We will be taking that one. Yes, yes. Wait, why don't I just... Yeah, we're doing that one. Alright. After you loot the remains of your enemies and the blockade that they use to stop you, you make your way forward. The burning city. Before you, a man seems to have hoarded a large number of items. He's jabbling a little incoherently, but he seems willing to trade. Though there's not much of use here, other than that. That'll be useful. Maybe that. Yeah, that. You ride forth and meet yet another looter's encounter. These parasites seem to not want to leave you alone. And they brought a fucking cannon. Okay. Okay. Look. A cannon, I get it, but... God damn it, Darkest Dungeon, give me a fucking break. Ah, my eye's twitching again. Jeez, everything at once. Everything at once, okay. Let's, Berenstain steps forward, taunting the damn cannon to fire upon him. The madman. Alhazred rains artillery upon the cannon and its operator. The cannon, magically enchanted, loads a shot all on its own! Oh boy. And Paracelius throws a plague grenade. Does not throw a plague grenade. That still might be the best move. We're gonna try and blind it. Throws a blinding concoction of powders that doesn't blind the cannon because it's a fucking cannon. What did I expect? Oh, he has 30 T-buff resist. We're gonna Solemnity here. Alhazred continues laying down his abyssal artillery upon the back rank. Desperately trying to take down the cannon before it can fire, but it doesn't seem that that's an option here. Oh, thank goodness we get another turn. I have to do this. Oh, boom hits everyone. That's actually the worst. I'm actually upset. The cannon shot is loaded. Grape shot scatters across the entire battlefield, ripping asunder through all of you. Paracelsus, while caught off balance, managed to throw in one of her 2 cents in on one of the enemy pillagers. Barrington is hurt, bleeding, stressed, but he still holds the damn front line. Fucking king. Al-Hazred unleashes an amount of artillery on the machine that would normally tear normal men asunder, but it's a fucking thing made out of metal and magic, and I hate it, and I want it dead. Bolster's the best. Paracelsus tosses her plague at the thing, but it still does not do anything. And it loads a shot and gains 2 block tokens for some reason. God, this fight is annoying. Al-Hazred, you have a crit heal. Healing yourself or heal... You'll heal yourself. For 6. Dark and ancient powers are more willing to heal you than others, as you are the anchor to this world. Thurston. Damn it. You step forward to crush the common bandit, but he cares not for your advances. Celius heals him. Baldwin has to yet again delay his action to heal himself for 35. He's going first, isn't he? I have a healing salve. And we're gonna purge. We're going to weird Barrington, which doesn't quite heal him. Thing has ridiculous resistances, so I'm just going to focus on healing with Paracelsus. Paracelsus, realizing that her acids and poisons will not work on a construct, begins to prioritize healing and ensuring that her comrades can continue fighting. Barristan bolsters, clearing the weakness and vulnerabilities out of the ranks and ensuring that they remain focused on the job at hand, which is killing a fucking cannon. And the Warlock casts an incantation right before the cannon firing, almost completely diverting the grape shot. A few pellets slip through, yet the front line holds. And our leper Very vicious as always. Takes a mighty chop out of the thing's wheel. Slowing down the cannon yet a little. And chop again he does, ripping the thing from its frame. Barristan tries to smash against its armor. And Alhazred's applies a malediction to the beast. Parcelius herself, though not throwing bottles anymore, but throwing simply rocks and metal orbs of whatever she can find, and Baldwin takes a chance at advancing and missing the damn cannon. God fucking damn it. It is a cannon, guys. Thank you. I was not ready for that. I was not ready for that. You know what? We live. We live. Game's got a shit on me today. Holy hell. The desperate few. After fighting a fucking cannon, you decide to aid them with physical labor and you gain weak grip. Which is fine. That's significantly fine because of what you found, because you're a fucking Chad man-at-arms. Oh. Oh, yeah. What if I... No, that's foolish. That would be foolish. It's so tempting. Oh yeah, I should probably... Everyone needs to have something on them. Guardian. I don't think I need to fight the Guardian because my inventory is pretty stuffed, actually. Wow, Baldwin. Wow. You guys need to stop fighting. You're idiots. Alright, welcome to the Oblivion's Rampart. Fanatics block your way, and in the distance, the inn. And they've got the drop on you, and they're beating the shit out of you guys, actually. Alhazred, finally having a chance to react, drops dark tendrils of energy onto the back rank, and I'm running out of things to describe this as. I've been doing this for 2 hours because of the stupid and painful encounters I've been having. Baldwin's going to reflect for a moment, wait for a better opportunity to attack. Barristan's going to bolster himself and his allies, ensuring that... Or defender them, because I always hit the wrong button. But you know what? That turned out alright. Parcelius strikes the back rank with remarkable power and vigor. And sliding forth the flare in an aggressive attempt to break through your front line. Barrington, you're getting tripped up by an attack of the Whipper. God, I hate this thing's name. Old Whippersnapper. Red has empowered himself and is prepared to lay down some serious smackdown on this Whipper. Alduin slides forward. A risky chop, but it manages to connect, killing the creature instantly. Berselius throws forth her noxious blasts and powders, making this thing sort into a hacking fit as it's poisoned. Al-Hazred, seeing an opportunity, trying to step in to kill the flare. He isn't sure of its death, but takes a sideways hit for it. Berselius focuses on healing Barrington, curing him of his bleeding and his burns. Barrington steps forward, trying to destroy the weapon, but misses as it slides out of his reach. Baldwin, however, realizing that an opportunity, cuts the thing in two. You have been successful. We're leaving. I'm not fighting this. The air is starting to thin out, the smoke a little clearer, the flames a little cooler, and before you and in on the edge of the city. It seems some people have holed up here, and it will be safe to rest for a night. So, begrudgingly accepts the existence of others. Okay, you got soft. Why are you all like this? You're cured. Wow, you have 61 health. Ugh, this is miserable. I have too many mastery points. We're going to the mountain. Yeah, real good trophy. Well, thank you everyone for attending. I hope to get better at this as I play more. And I'll see you next, or I'll